go.
Okay, part 2. So, I just cycled through all the different sounds that the amp can make. Here's a quick explanation of the front panel controls. First of all, there's indicator lights. There's a light above this first control, which is the volume control. It's white when we're on the clean channel. If I push the foot pedal down here for tone bypass, it turns blue, and the volume moves from this small inner knob to the larger outer knob. So you actually get two sounds here on the clean channel. It's a clean channel sound. And the tone bypass sound. Okay, so when we're on the clean channel here, whether we're in clean or tone bypass, way over here on the far left, on the far right rather, this is the inner knob is the clean reverb control. So that's the reverb control, and I've got a foot switch down here that turns the reverb on and off. The next little section here is the tone controls of the amp. The inner knobs, this is the preamp, treble, middle, and bass. And when we're on clean, these are our tone controls. If I hit tone bypass, obviously we bypass these tone controls. So they turn off when the blue light's on. So tone controls, no tone controls. The tone bypass gives you a big boost in gain, but you have independent volume control between clean and tone bypass. The next little section of the amp here is the overdrive controls. The inner controls here, let me put my glasses back on, looking kind of blurry. The inner controls here, we have gain, drive, level, and tone bypass level for overdrive number 1, which is the red channel. If I turn on the red foot switch, that's where we're going. We go to this inner row of knobs. Okay, now if we're in overdrive and I hit the tone bypass, the blue light lights up to show us that we're actually on this volume control now. So right now we're on tone bypass. Now we're on overdrive. Okay, on the second foot switch, there's a foot switch labeled 1, 2. That switches from overdrive 1 to overdrive 2. To get to overdrive 2, you have to put the amp in overdrive, and we get the red light on the front of the amp here. And then if we hit the 1, 2, the red light turns green to show that we're on the green channel, which is the second row of knobs. Just like overdrive 1, if we're on green channel, this is our master volume, and then if we tone bypass, this becomes the master volume. Okay, so with all of the overdrives and everything, we have a clean channel, white light, inner volume. We have the tone bypass, blue light, outer volume. If I turn that off, I can put the amp in overdrive 1, red light. Here's the master for that, gain, drive, level. I can tone bypass when I'm in overdrive 1. Excuse me, this master volume. I can put the amp in overdrive 2, which puts us now on the second row, gain, drive, level. And then I can tone bypass on that, which puts me to this second master volume. So altogether, 6 sounds. There's a clean channel, tone bypass, overdrive 1, overdrive 1 with tone bypass, overdrive 2 with bypass. Now, I'm going to cycle through the sounds one more time and describe what they are. This is the clean channel. Reverb for clean. bypass now. I like that one. All right, this is the overdrive 1, and I've got the gain turned up fairly high. We're actually up at about 3 o'clock on the gain and the drive control. In addition to the gain controls on the front of the amp, there is a trim control on the back of the amplifier that controls the overall amount of gain in the overdrive. Typically, you want to have that set a little higher at low volumes, and if you crank in the amplifier, maybe turn it down. It'll get a little less fizzy if you turn the trim control down. And the trim control affects both the overdrive 1 and overdrive 2. So here's overdrive 1. Overdrive 2 with the tone bypass. Did I say overdrive? Yeah, it's actually overdrive 1. Sorry about that. Overdrive 1 is actually a Marshall style overdrive. In addition to the treble, bass, and mid-range controls for the preamp, when we're in overdrive 1, you have this additional set of tone controls behind here, treble, middle, and bass. Those can be used on overdrive 1, and in fact, when you go tone bypass on overdrive 1, we've only bypassed the first tone control, so these are still active. And it allows you to kind of set the preamp controls the way you want them to be for your clean sound, and then have the ability to still tailor the overdrive sound relative to the clean sound of the EQ. So that's everything that the amp does. Thanks for watching.